What's going on? So I'm gonna try this little video thing on how to cook a real simple meal. I'm gonna try my hand at technology. I'm not that great at it, so I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm not gonna go through every single step. I'm gonna sort of like give you what I have, and then from there go through it, and then you can see the end result. So hopefully you understand it, like it, and I can get more detail in the future. But right now, I'm gonna make a real simple salad, cold salad, but it's gonna have some cooked proteins. I'm gonna have some chicken, I'm gonna have some shrimp, I'm gonna have some asparagus, I'm gonna have some green peppers, red peppers, cherry tomatoes, and Thai basil. Yeah, I'm gonna top that off with some feta cheese. So bear with me, and hopefully it kind of rocks out. So one of the most important things when you're cooking is basically make sure everything has prepped before you start cooking. It's right there available to you, and you don't have to worry about needing something or burning something and stuff like that. The French call this mise en place. It's super important. So right here I have the chicken, okay, which is already sliced, really thin. I season it with some salt and some cracked pepper. This is gonna stay cold. I'm not even gonna cook this. Asparagus, I'm gonna cook this a little bit. The cherry tomatoes is gonna stay cold. Right here is a Thai basil that I'm also gonna put in cold. I'm not gonna cook this. Then I have the red peppers, which I'm not gonna cook. I'm gonna squeeze a lemon and get some lemon zest on it as well. I'm also using whole wheat spaghetti. You probably wonder like, why is he using that? Maybe you use like something small like a rotini or some shit. Well, I could take this and I could cook it and save it for later. And I got the shrimp and I haven't prepped it. So I'm gonna get that done. See. So, like I said, I have all these things that I have already in mise en place. Now I'm just gonna cook these that are gonna be cooked in this dish. So I'm gonna real quick flash of the shrimp, the chicken, and the asparagus. So you're probably thinking which one I'm gonna do first. Well, I don't want everything tasting like asparagus, so I'm going to just cook the proteins first, which is relatively easy. Also, always have something like this ready. You have your oil just at the ready, you just throw it in there. Can't go wrong with that real quick. Never put oil in a cold pan unless you're gonna fry shit and the oil gotta get heated up. Always heat up the pan first and then throw in the oil when it's nice and hot, you know. Get a piece of chicken. Here I got tongs, so I try my best not to touch raw protein. You know, it's just one of those things you have to get really into the kitchen because chicken, raw chicken specifically, has a lot of freaking bacteria when it's raw, and that's what you want to do. Mess everything up in the kitchen. With raw chicken, the pieces this thin, it cooks super fast. You know, so you don't have to leave it for like more than 20 minutes. It's like 3 minutes aside, maybe even less than that. Okay, so keep everything brown. And once I get the other side of that, I can, take it off, and I'm good. Just remember, chicken is about 155 and it's done. So that's only 15 minutes. So just check out the chicken. This is how it looks when it's done. Okay, and the pan is still hot, still hot. I'm using just a little bit more oil, not that much to cool it down. And now the shrimp is going just like that. Same exact pan. Why? I want all the little bits and pieces that I use to cook the chicken to sort of like get attached to the shrimp. And the shrimp is going to be a little bit more flavored. Okay? I have all the salt and pepper, my own salt and pepper sugar here. So I add salt at this point. Okay, don't be afraid, no salt is a friend. Use it correctly. And I like to use my cracked pepper. Why? I just love good food. Can't go wrong with that. Okay? Shrimp cooks super fast. Okay? I mean, literally when it gets that, it cooks really quickly. Okay? Don't be afraid to flip it over. Once you get that color, you're good to go. When I grew up, my mom, I love her to death, but she cooked shrimp 20-30 minutes, and it was just like, it came out like rubber. Then when I started finding out how to cook shrimp correctly and eating it, I was like, wait a minute, this is actually pretty awesome. So once you get it like this, you can take it. So once you get that pinkish color, you can take it out. Okay. So just do that there. Have some fun. Now you see I'm using tongs on a non-stick pan. I really don't recommend that because you don't want to like mess up the actual coating of the pan. So once you want to move things around, use a wooden spatula. Also, you sweep at the bottom of the pan and really get out that fog from the bottom, okay? And then this will be super, 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 super quick. Alright? So, last thing you want is raw shrimp. It's pretty good to me. And you know, once you start feeding, you feel them, and they feel like tense, that's when they're done. Okay? That's when they're actually done. And then you just take them right out. So it's literally less than 2 minutes in the same pan, and they already are absolutely cooked. So next step, same exact pan, right? But check this out. You can take the pan. A little wine that has in the fridge, store it on just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. That is going to take out all the flavor that's stuck to the pan, and then you're basically going to have this. Now you're going to smell the wine. You're actually going to smell it, okay? And you cook it until I guess all the alcohol is gone, but all that good stuff is going to come out. Now, you're going to asparagus, just like that. And remember, you can eat asparagus raw. You don't have to, but you can. But this is what I basically do. I throw it in there. I leave it about 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. And you can keep it again. I hit a little bit of cracked pepper, just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, and also keep track of what you're using the salt and peppers for, because you don't want salt and pepper everything. Because before you know it, they'll get messed up and put way too much salt. And that's what you don't want to do. So it's been less than 2 minutes. You know, you take one, you take a real quick bite, and then you see how the texture is. I want it to have some texture. I don't want it to be mushy, because if it's mushy, it's not really going to match the texture of the raw vegetables. But if you don't cook it, it's good. The texture is going to be too hard for the other vegetables. So remember that once you're cooking the asparagus, kind of sort of like have to take it out right before it's fully cooked, because it's going to keep on cooking. It's going to keep on cooking. And the last thing you want to do is have, again, the asparagus, which is way too overcooked. Now, you see it right there? That. And all that flavor, I'm just going to leave it in there. Because when I cook the spaghetti, I'm going to use it. So my pot got the hot water. It's pretty much boiling. I'm not using salt in this step. A lot of people use salt for the pasta. I am not doing that. So I got whole wheat pasta, and then I'm going in there. I mean, I just move it around for like maybe a second or so, because it tends to stick, and that's the last thing you want to do is you have your pasta stick together, and then just throw it in there with the top on, and just let it cook for about maybe 6 to 7 minutes. After about maybe 5 minutes, take it out, test it. Don't throw it against the wall. Don't get a pair of tongs, take one out, bite it, put it in your mouth. That's the best thing. You see all this crazy stuff like, throw it against the wall, throw it on the, no, taste it, bite it. So, here's one thing that I think a lot of folks miss. When you're cooking, when you're cutting chicken, right? Of course, cut against the grain, blah, blah, blah. But you want to cut pieces that fit on a fork, right? So imagine I make the salad for somebody, and they had their fork, and they take a big piece of chicken like this, how do they put that in their mouth? This is way too big. So always keep in mind like how pieces are gonna work when you put them in their mouth, right? So what I basically do is I cut it in half, and then from there I start cutting small pieces to make this work, okay? And this is the part which I'm going to taste. See, it's cooked well. It tastes pretty good. It's gonna need a little bit more salt, you know, but you're gonna put that towards when you put the meat together. So been about 5 minutes. Get the tongs, put it in there. See the wobbly is not sticking. Just shake it around a little bit. We'll take it out. Okay. See how this tastes. Good. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So this is the part. Turn it off from the noise. Cooking. And I take out all the pasta and I put it in a steel bowl. I do it like this. I kind of like it. I don't know why. You know, I can just get a strainer or like a colander and take out all the pasta that way. But I like doing it this way for some reason. So everything's kind of even. It's not sticking. We're good to go. All right. This is and you're good. And then you also get to keep the pasta water, and you can use that. I'm actually probably gonna use that later when I put the meal together. So that's gonna be kind of cool. So here we are. Pasta's in one prep bowl. I don't know if you can see it. Let's move this up a little bit. Then we got the shrimp, which is over there. I already cut the chicken, cherry tomatoes, red peppers, cooked asparagus, the Thai basil, and also the green peppers. So basically, this is what we're going to do. Whoop. Forgive me, let me go with technology. Let's just do that. Put this right here so you can see what's going to happen. Oh, there we go. So, we're just gonna get some pasta. Okay. So this is gonna be a meal to stay for 2 weeks, right? Enough pasta right there. Notice I'm not using the whole thing. I'm not using all the pasta, right? But remember that little fond? Look at that. That's beautiful. We'll put just a little bit in there. Not just a little bit. Okay? Just a little bit. And then with a wooden spoon, I'm just gonna shake it around because I want the spaghetti to get all that flavor from all those proteins and asparagus that we cooked. It's gonna get all that wonderful flavor, okay? Now we got the chicken. Now the chicken, I'm gonna throw the whole chicken in, everything in there, right? Now watch this. This most likely kept on cooking this a little bit, and it's gonna have a little bit of juice in there, right? There you go. Look at that. See that? That tastes amazing. With that, dump the whole thing in there. That's gonna give it a really, really good flavor. You're gonna move that around just a little bit. You can move that around just a little bit, okay? Same thing with the shrimp. Throw everything in there, okay? Move it around just a little bit, okay? And then from there, it's gonna be a little hot, so I'm just gonna throw in the asparagus, okay? And now you know that all this is really, really is cooked. All these other cooked things, right? So I don't want to put in none of this cold stuff, the hot stuff yet, because I want it to sort of be as cool as possible. So I'm gonna just sit for maybe about 5 minutes, give or take. So we're back at the 5 minutes. This is kind of cool. We're good to go. So I got the cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna throw that in there. That's gonna give it some more color, right? I got the raw red peppers. This should go there as well. It's gonna have some really, really nice color. I'm gonna throw in the green peppers. See, this piece right here for me is a little bit too big. So some of these I cut small, some I didn't. That's my mistake. But look at the color. Look at the beautiful color. Okay. Look at that color. All right. So I actually put some lemon zest in there as well, and that's gonna give it a little bit of a punch. Then I'm gonna juice that lemon, and then I'm gonna use about that much of the Thai basil. Okay. So that's that. Now, get this bad boy nice and cool. Throw the rest in there. It's gonna give it that flavor. Okay. Real simple flavor. Keep it simple, rock out. Alright? So then, cut the onion, cut the lemon, and just basically throw a little bit of lemon in there. Lemon and Thai basil go really, really well together. And that's something that you're gonna have to learn, like what flavors go really, 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 really well together. Once you master that, you can cook anything in the world. anything, like once you understand how flavors work, what works and what doesn't work, and what burns, what doesn't burn, like garlic is a perfect example. You know, you're cooking garlic. If you overcook it, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be bitter and nasty. That's something that you don't want. Okay? So look at that. A simple summer salad. So this, take it, put some plastic, and you put it in the fridge, and you're good to go. I'll take a picture, and then we'll serve it later. You see it.